Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Aaron with Aaron Fixes Stuff. I help DIYers with projects around the home. Hopefully I can give you some tips that will help you. Today's video is going to be installing hardware onto cabinets. It could be kitchen, bathroom, or anything else. I use a jig that I got. It's made by Craig. It's highly recommended. I'm going to do another video that kind of focuses on what this does, but basically it provides a template for when you're installing to make sure that everything is installed at the same height and you're consistent, so you don't have kind of your pulls looking a little funky and weird. It's not very expensive. It's about maybe 20-30 bucks at Home Depot. Durable. I've been using it for a while. Highly recommended. So let's get to it. All right, so the first thing to do is you want to make sure that the installer who installed the cabinets installed all the doors same height. Clearly here we're a little bit off, so if we put both of the pulls at the same height, they really wouldn't be, because this is a little bit off. So what we're going to do is we're going to just lower this door or bring this door a little bit higher as needed. It's pretty simple. All it takes is just opening these screws. There's one here and one there, and just lifting the door a little bit and then closing the screw up. So I'm going to do that first. Alright, so the doors are now equal and leveled, and we can get to installing the pulls. The ones that the homeowner selected in this one was just a knob as opposed to a pull. It makes it a lot easier because you just have to make one hole as opposed to two holes, but either way the jig is capable of doing one or two as needed, and then these also expand and move over to make it as big or small as you need it to. Alright, so now that the doors are leveled and fixed, we can go ahead and install the pull. In this case, a knob. So this is 3 inches. In our case, it can change obviously on yours, but you want to go halfway through. So 1.5 inches over here, we made a little pencil mark, and then pull knob is going to go over here. We set this to 1.5 inches, and then once you put it on, the jig has a little indicator over here that shows you where the hole is going to be, and if you align it, you can tell that we're exactly at 1.5 inches. So once we have it down and we drill our hole, we should be spot on. A little tip is to do all the doors that open to the same direction. So we're going to do this one, not this one, and this one, because they open to the same direction. And then we're going to turn the jig upside down, and then we're going to do all the opposite facing doors. So this one, and then this one. Just save you some time. That way you don't have to mess around with this as you're going. So do one, this, and then flip it, and then flip it, and flip it, and so on. All right, let's get to it. All right, so you can buy a clamp for this that would basically hold it clamped for you while you're working. I bought the clamp. I found that I rarely ever use it. I just find it easier to do it this way. So you want to make sure that these two are at the same height, so that the hole again comes out of the right spot. And with this jig, you use a 3/16 drill bit, and you're just going to go in. And that's it. That's your hole. Next, we're going to put that, and we'll be done. Like I said, we'll do all the left opening ones and run through them, and just so you see what it comes out like. So here was our line, and obviously we are right above it, so it's a perfect hole. All right, so we got this one done, and we got this one done, and then on the bottom we did the reverse, or the opposite one. If you think of the way we positioned the jig before, if you look at it this way, we were working on this bottom hole, and we had everything set up already so that we don't have to mess around with it. When we're going to the bottom drawers, or cabinets I should say, we're gonna reverse and flip over the jig. So on the bottom, we're going to do anything that opens in this direction. So we're going to do this one together, and then now that we're done with this side of the jig, we're going to reverse it and use this side, and then do all the other doors. So this one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. All right, through the magic of editing, we are now done. So here's what they look like. If you get in closer, you can tell they're obviously at the same height. The doors are all fixed. Same with these. This one was a little bit, it was a different door for some reason. I'm not sure why the homeowner did that, but either way I worked around that. This one. And then these two. Next we're gonna talk about the drawer that they have in here. So with drawers, really you have two ways of doing it. One is to take the width of the drawer, divide it by half, put a line, and then the height of the door, divided by half, and put a dot. And where those two intersect is where you're gonna make your hole. Another way of doing it, I've seen other people do, is you draw a line from the top left to the bottom right to bottom left, and where the lines intersect is gonna be the center, drill a hole, and then put the hardware. If you have something that has two holes as opposed to this, there's a different way of doing that, and perhaps I'll explain in another video, but for this one, because the homeowner chose these, that's how we're gonna do it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure the width and the height and then divide it by 2 and then just put a line where we need. So our width is 14.5, that's gonna put us at 7.25. Put line at 7.25. Our height is 6 3/4, that puts us at 3 3/8. And our hole is going to go right in there. Because I'm not using the template, started with a finer bit just to get my hole nice and make sure I'm on the right place. And I'm just going to expand it right now. And just to make sure, 7.25 perfect, and 3 3/8. That's perfect. We are done. If I can get it in. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, like, you can comment. Feel free to comment with any suggestions, or if you do anything differently. If you didn't like anything or you think I should have done everything differently, let me know. If you have any ideas for future videos, a project that you need help with, feel free to comment below, and I'll try to do a how-to video of whatever you need help with. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.